Hi, you guys. Welcome back. It is my last event for World Lymphedema Day month-long celebration. I'm very excited to have doTERRA, a wellness advocate, Rosetta Matthews with me. Hello, Rosetta.
Hello.
Super good to see you.
Yeah, nice to be here.
I'm happy that you are here, and I'm very glad that you're part of my month-long celebration. So for those people who are sitting on the other line, and before we get into your history and your background and your story, I wanted to have you here because I really like to expand the knowledge for lymphatics education and for just wellness overall. And wellness can come in various forms. And I really want people to start thinking outside of the box. I want people to start looking at their health as a collective of options that they have available to them. And essential oils, I believe in them. I use them. I love them. And we're going to get deep down and dirty with them. So again, this is why I wanted to have Rosetta here today to give us the inside information, give us a professional opinion, and help us support our journey to wellness. So hi, Rosetta. Again, can you please tell us about your story and about how you got to where you're at today?
All right. I'm sure I will love to do that. All right. So I have been in the holistic health field for over 20 years. So, I mean, my journey started with becoming a certified rehabilitation counselor, adding in some energy work, and then just realizing based on my background in nutrition and everything that I was really directed to that foundation and exactly what you were saying, that real global holistic look, like nutrition, exercise, getting that stress down and making sure you're sleeping, and most of all, getting rid of the toxic load. So that really became my platform in working with clients over the years. And then 11 years ago, I discovered essential oils. And so it was something else to add into my toolkit when I was working, whether it's me, my family, or my clients, just as something to add in, just to make that journey at a healthy, natural lifestyle.
And it's so funny because I find so many people at least in the lymphedema world, we all fell into this somehow. It wasn't like this planned route that we were going up. It happened to just click in, and it just happened to get us to where we're at. So that's incredibly fascinating to know that you're just like us.
We have a path and things jump in, and we just, and I love it because it's like you get these little missing links that are like these aha moments, like, oh my goodness, like this is really going to make me better at what I do because I'm going to be able to share this with people I work with.
So speaking about sharing, why don't you talk a little bit about doTERRA and tell us what they're very good at, what they're known for, and we're going to dive into the product soon enough. But give us a little background on the company itself.
The company itself is quite has a very unique background. It's got 7 different owners, and they just had this vision of sourcing oils from where they originate, like going to Nepal to get the wintergreen. And as they were doing that, putting this amazing footprint down with co-impact sourcing, partnering with farmers, a lot of the places that our oils come from are third world countries. So doing things like building wells, building schools, like after an earthquake in Haiti, they went in and did that. Menstruation kits for young girls, because in third world countries, they can't go to school when they're menstruating. So just like that really spoke to that side of me. I absolutely loved it. But then it went a step further. So we're looking at the potency when we're going to where it's sourced. And then with the purity is the 60 different tests that they do to ensure there's nothing added, nothing taken away. And that was so important to me because part of my platform is always about reducing that toxic load, in the food chain, making sure, you're not having GMO or pesticides, what you're diffusing, what you have in your house, what are you cleaning your house with, making sure there's no toxins. So knowing that, we were getting the very pure and potent, and then on the physical, mental, emotional side, how that can affect us with our ailments or with our mood was very important.
I didn't know that doTERRA was so passionate about obviously rebuilding communities and just making sure that they have, they want the highest quality of products, but then they also want to do good and pass on good. It just gives you a feel good feeling overall. Because in today's day and age, it doesn't matter what you purchase. It could be clothes, it could be essential oils, it could be supplements, it could be a house. And every company seems to be cutting corners nowadays because costs are rising, and to have companies be very tied and true to their values and their beliefs about having the highest quality product. Okay, it might cost a little bit more just because of that's the way how nature works, but the foundation of not cutting corners to making sure that the quality is delivered to your front door is incredibly important.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the underlying, like that gold standard, right? And the integrity of never swaying from that.
Well, I've bought in so many products, and sometimes I'll try to think, oh, I'll save a dime here, or I'll try something else here. And I get so disappointed when the quality falls apart right in front of my eyes. And I think it comes down to your health. Like, health is an investment. And in order to make sure that you're getting the results and to make sure that you're getting the benefit, it also comes down to the quality of the ingredients. So why don't we talk a little bit more about some of our favorite products, and we can go and just have a good old conversation. And again, for anybody who is watching, do please say hello. Please do ask questions. Please do get involved. And I'm excited to have you here and talk about more of the oils that I use and I love. And I'm sure Rosetta is going to teach me a few things.
Maybe.
Maybe. Wait and see. Stay tuned. What would you like to open up with first? What would you like to talk about with us today, Rosetta?
Well, I think I want to just give a couple of practical ways that we can use these products in our daily routine. So starting off first thing in the morning, I love to suggest having a drop of ginger, which we know is very good for our digestive system, and a drop of lemon in some warm water to kickstart our system. Lemon is detoxifying, and the cleansing and detoxifying properties of lemon with the digestive properties, and any citrus oil is uplifting. And so, if we're waking up in the morning and we don't feel very good about setting out the day, maybe our mind is going, just by doing this can really settle down our whole system and just give us a really good start to the day.
Well, and I love that. So anybody who has been watching my feed, I'm a huge believer in ginger. I make my very own ginger lemon turmeric detox tea, but sometimes grating ginger or using ginger from fresh source, it's sometimes a pain in the butt. And I love that I'm able to support my lymphatics and help to detoxify them by a couple of drops of this stuff. And you guys, you better watch out because it is picey, as my kids would call it. So, and you don't need a lot. A little goes a very long way. And as Rosetta said, it's amazing because I never really understood the power of oils in a sense, and smelling, like the olfactory benefits of using these products. A simple whiff just under the nose completely just trips the brain, trips those olfactory senses, and then uplifts you and invigorates you. I don't know how many people might have body wash in their shower, but I find a lot of people will select body wash nowadays just for the fragrance alone to wake them up or to help them, feel better about where they're going. So I just love the fact that the lemon and the ginger together with a dynamic combo of detoxifying, uplifting, and supporting your lymph system.
Absolutely. And if you are someone who has a diffuser, like further to your talking about the aroma going through your olfactory nerve into your limbic system, and it can calm your body down or energize it. So that's a really nice way, in a non-toxic way, to be having scents around, aromas around to help uplift. So, whether you're diffusing something like Motivate, or you're diffusing something that's very calming like vetiver or cedarwood. When you think about it, really, really think about it, that ginger. Okay, so you're grating ginger, getting a smell. You've broken the oil sac on that. That's what we're steam distilling into that bottle. So that, the amount of ginger and the potency of it. So that's why it is really important that less is more. You only need one drop. Really.
Mm-hmm,
and sometimes you can even do the toothpick method if you're cooking with it, right? So it's not too intense of a flavor.
Well, and so if people know me, you guys, I am very dedicated and I'm very focused, but I'm also incredibly flighty. Okay. If you ever spend enough time with me, I'll be having a full-on conversation. Then all of a sudden I see something shiny and I'm gone. Okay. A lot of these essential oils can help to rebalance and to refocus. So if you find that you have a lot of stress in your life, or you just have too many things on your list of things to do, which is like month-long celebration of lymphedema, like talk about overload. Again, smelling, don't laugh. but like smelling these oils and using these oils have helped me stay calm, stay balanced, stay focused, so that I'm not getting distracted with just shiny things overall. So it's amazing the power of oils for sure.
And so another way to help calm your body down, and not only for calming, but to help your lymphatic system, is one of my very favorites is Aroma Touch. Yeah, Aroma Touch is a combination of a cypress, which helps to move the circulation in the body, and grapefruit, which is great for the lymph, and lavender, which is calming, and basil and marjoram, which are great for our muscles. So I love to make a relaxing, restorative Epsom salts bath with that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So take a couple of cups of Epsom salts, and then just 2 to 3 drops of the Aroma Touch. Or if you don't have that, you can just use cypress and your grapefruit and, make your own mixture. And then every time you have a bath, just take a quarter to a half a scoop of that into the bath. And it's going to really help your body and with the circulation, and also with the calming as well.
So the first time that I tried grapefruit alone, and I actually, I put them in my water as advised by you guys. Yeah. And it's amazing the amount of fluid I would pass through my urinary tract. So if anybody takes grapefruit on their own, just don't overdo it, because I find it's very potent at excreting my urinary tract system. And for those of you who don't know, your lymph system is excreted through your urination. So again, we want to use products that are going to support and help to move the fluid. And again, if you find drinking it in your water is a bit too much, putting in your bath with some Epsom salts is a great secondary supportive function that you can still get the benefit from, but it might not be making you pee as frequently as, like I said, for me and grapefruit. It must be just me, but again, it's very effective for me.
Absolutely. And if any of you are on any kinds of medications that says not to use grapefruit, it's the grapefruit juice you have to worry for. Our grapefruit is from the rind, so it is safe to be using with certain medications. That's a big question that I get. And if you are concerned, I've got, just reach out to me separately, and I have the information to make you feel that it's safe for you to use.
Thank you for saying that, because again, grapefruit is always one of those things that really can make medicine go way out of whack. So it's very important to know that they can take an essential oil to get the benefit from it, but then not obviously conflict with medications. That's so cool. So we've talked about it in our water. So the ginger and lemon in our water. We've talked about the Aroma Touch in the bath with Epsom salts. What else do you have on the buffet for list of things we can try out?
Well, if you haven't done dry brushing, that is a really nice way to get circulation going. And you can take a brush with some soft bristles and a long handle. You start at your feet. So you're going to put a few essential oils on it, and then start at your feet. You can be a little, you're going in clockwise circular motions. You can be a little bit tougher on the bottom of your feet because it's thicker. But then as you go up on your body and your thinner, just be lighter. And you're going to go up your body from your feet, your legs, all the way up to your midsection, onto your arms, and then up towards your armpit. That is a fantastic way to get your circulation moving and get your your body moving, and just the circulation. It's a wonderful way. I love it. Afterwards, you can jump into a bath. And have more benefits from that.
Any particular oil that you would put on that brush?
It depends on what you're wanting to do, but normally you're looking at trying to get your circulation moving, right? And things flowing. So I am always kind of back at the Aroma Touch, or I'm back at the lavender and the peppermint, and, different oils like that are really good for helping with calming and circulation. The cypress is one of my absolute favorites for circulation.
I love cypress. It's so good. And also too, I might be jumping the gun, but I also love geranium. Yes. I put geranium in my massage oils. I make my own home-based massage oils that, again, I'll keep my oil unscented. So then anytime that I go do MLD, I will end up using whatever oil that I feel at that point in time. that I'll add into my unscented oil. So then I can, the unscented vial goes a lot further of a distance versus me scenting them. I'm hoping I'm making sense. But yeah, I love geranium. So there's no like harm to dry brush with geranium, for example. Geranium is very supportive for the lymph system.
Absolutely. And, I love it when people do make their own massage blend. You can do a lot of things. I mean, you can use lavender and lime topically, or you can get, I love, actually, we have a blend called Zendrakin that's very detoxifying, and it has geranium in it. It has rosemary, and it's got tangerine.
I was just going there.
Yeah. So that one, like, to me, is like, you can do your massage, but then if you need more, by adding that in, because it's very detoxifying. And it's one that I often suggest for people to have internally as well. Because, and
what was that called again? Because I know Suzanne's watching. So Suzanne, add that to my wish list.
It's called Zendrakin.
Yeah. Because again, I was going to say, like, rosemary and orange, wild orange, they're beautiful. Even my son loves that combination. He diffuses it all the time. And it's crazy how you get this blend of like the citrus, which is super uplifting, but then you get like, you have like high notes and low notes. And it's really cool when, of course, doTERRA does all the guesswork for you, and they blend these oils together. So it lifts you up, but it calms you down. It's the really weirdest feeling. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. And this blend also has juniper berry in it. And that's,
I love juniper too.
Yeah. For our urinary tract, right? It's very good for that. It's got so many amazing properties. So yeah, that is one that I love layering at the end, so you're using your massage oil, and then at the end, I, again, for cleansing the body, for getting rid of any free radicals, detoxing. Cilantro is wonderful for heavy metals. So yeah, that is a really great way to kind of get that heaviness that you might feel moving away.
And I would like to just further add that for those people who may not know, your skin is the largest organ in your body. So I think the skin often very regularly gets neglected. I think we take it for granted a lot of the time. We just think, oh, like it's this stuff that hangs off of our body, but it is an organ, and we should be caring for it just like we care for our hair and for our nails and for our teeth. And for our eyes. So, and again, making sure that these oils are going to be supportive of your overall goals, and just don't neglect the largest organ of your body.
No, it's very true. And I mean, just to back up to that foundation of, nutrition, making sure you're putting everything good in, double check your digestive system. It's your second brain when it comes to emotions. It's your immune system. With the stress, making sure you're getting enough sleep. So, if any of these areas are like, oh my goodness, I need a little bit of extra support there, that's something that we can support you with.
Well, I was going to just say, so often I find people look at a symptom. They'll look at a symptom and they'll say, they try to diagnose the symptom, but it could be like a rash on your arm, for example, but it might be derived from a gut issue. Yes. And it's really weird. We have to stop looking at the overall symptoms and look at the underlying root cause. Yeah. And again, because everything works in harmony. And when your body is really angry, your body's going to do lots of weird things. And it's crazy. From my journey with lymphedema, when it sucks, because when I became a calmer, nicer person, and when I started to eat better foods, and when I started to exercise, and when I started to do a lot of self-care habits, my edema was getting better. But it had to take all these steps, or it had to take this understanding that it wasn't just the edema as the symptom. It was a collective of things that I had to refocus and to rebalance, and to make sure that everything was working in harmony again. And like now it's just, of course I have the condition, but it doesn't consume me like it once did before.
Being that solution provider, trying to figure out that investigative, why is this happening? And I mean, that's what I love to do. Like that's what excites me the most, because you're right. Most times we're treating the symptom. We're not looking at exactly what the cause is. What is it? And it can be so many different things. Like you can say, it can be an emotional root. It can, come from your gut, from, obviously inflammation in your body. And, and there's often not just one straight solution. It's a number of things. I always say, like, we're like layers, like like Shrek said, we're like an onion. We got to peel back and deal with different things.
And a lot of doctors are trained, you'll go in, they'll give you a prescription for one symptom. So they hand you a prescription for some sort of type of medication. And then you go in for looking at another symptom, and then they give you another medication. And now they're just giving you like prescription over prescription versus looking at that root problem, which could very easily be fixed by, a healthy, balanced lifestyle with good nutrition, good fitness, and obviously good essential oils, and then a few more tricks, but you guys know what I'm getting at.
One thing that I really love to share with families is we have a technique. It's actually the most powerful and beneficial experience. It's called the aroma touch technique. And it is actually using 8 different oils on the body. It's something that a friend can do, a partner can do, a child can do. It is very, very, very powerful. And it kind of covers everything we're talking about, because the first 2 oils, lavender and balance, help to calm the homeostasis in the body and calm it down. The next 2 oils, tea tree and on guard, help with the immune system. And then the next 2, aroma touch and deep blue, work on the inflammatory response. And then at the very end, we're using wild orange and peppermint, which you mentioned. And that is to really balance the homeostasis. This is a wonderful technique that you're using on the back, with the spine, on the bottom of the feet. And it's one that I really feel that it needs to be in every household, that everyone needs to know how to do this, whether you have someone that's just under so much stress, or they're in so much pain, or their body's inflamed. Even with children that are having issues with concentration, or adults, it works so well. And, that's
where do I sign up? I'm coming over to your house, Rosetta.
Yeah. Well, I am an instructor in that, but what's very exciting is we've just put it online. So you can take it. I had to go to take it from Dr. Hill. That's how I became certified. Now, because of the circumstances of things going on in our world, they've put it online so that, you can take the course online and be certified. And then I love to, when someone does it, I want to go and I want to give them one so they can experience it and make sure they have all the techniques down pat when they start doing it on their loved ones.
Where can we find that information?
Well, you can go to rosettamatthews.com onto my website, and you can just ask me for that information and I'll send it out to you. You get all 8 oils, you get the certification, and everything in the package. So yeah, for sure. Just shoot me out a message at rosettamatthews.com. Actually, since we're on that, I will say, I have free webinars on there. So if you go on learning, if you're wanting to learn more, this month I have a class on overcoming digestive difficulties, which is the bottom. I have a class on candida. I often have classes on the immune system, on emotions. And so I cover many, many different areas. And because I'm a holistic health practitioner, I bring in lots. I don't just talk about oils. I'll talk about a lot of other things, because, we're mental, emotional, physical beings, and we need to deal with everything. But you're more than welcome to check out the classes. They're free.
Were there any other products that you would like to showcase with us today?
Well, I think when it comes to this, we've covered a lot of the basics so that it's not like really overwhelming. So if a person wants to, start their day off with the lemon and the ginger, do the ginger in their smoothie, and look at doing massage during the day with the oils that we talked about, getting their lymph moving, having some Zenderkin to detoxify, getting that Epsom salts bath going, try out that dry brushing. And with the oils that we've showcased, the geranium, the aroma touch, cypress, grapefruit, there's a lot there, so whatever one kind of resonated with you would be a great way to start, so that,
Well, and it's so funny because I started with one and I didn't bring down my collection. because I was like, what do I do? Should I bring it all? Like, I started with one, you guys, and like, this is just really just a handful of what I was thinking that we are going to talk about. The rest of it's upstairs. That was my signaling to let you guys know it's upstairs. But it all started with one because I was interested and I wanted to see how I felt. And it was funny because I think when I started my journey with, my lymphedema and trying to figure that out, I was so depressed and so angry and so passionate about making a difference that it's funny. I started using oils and they actually benefited me in other ways, like being calm and just being alert. And just, I ended up getting more of an immediate response in other areas of myself, which I wasn't expecting for. And then I think over time, my body started to work better because now I'm taking care of just that total holistic vision of health. So, and again, it's not like I'm saying for everyone has to rush out and go get all these oils. It's more so of, if it's of interest to you, if you feel like you can apply it into your life, start with one and then go from there. We had a question just come on in from Lisa.
I see. What about detox symptoms after a massage or dry brushing? Should we have a binder? Every person is different, but I do find that the oils are gentle, and because they're plant-based, our bodies do recognize it and can balance it the way that we need for that. It's always about drinking a lot of water. That's very, very important. When you're having an Epsom salts bath, if you're doing dry brushing, making sure that you are having a lot to drink so you can help to flush the toxins out. But it shouldn't be something that your body can't handle, that you have to be worried about.
Speaking from experience, so what most people don't understand is I was a stage 3, stage 4 lymphy. I was basically irreversible at my worst. The more that I found a way to detangle the edema and detangle the fibrosis, I almost went into toxic shock syndrome. Actually, I pretty much would say that I did a couple of times. It was the most disgusting feeling. I actually got driven to the hospital. Then I got driven to the doctors a couple of times because I couldn't explain why I was just violently ill. Again, when we're dismantling the toxicities, so I had the edema in my leg for at least a good 16 years. Untouched, untreated, not doing anything. And when I started to move that debris, when I started to move those toxins, don't misconstrue that toxicity for, oh my gosh, I need to triage it. It's more so of how do you get these ingredients in your life that can help support the detox? Because your body's eventually going to have to go through it no matter what.
Yeah, and it's very important. And depending on where you're at, it's going to be different for each person, like yourself being at, stage 3, there is a lot more to move, right? And have to be very careful.
Definitely. And again, that's where the cleanliness of your lifestyle, the dedication to your exercise, the dedication to getting good things to help with the detox, again, using a professional, whomever that may be, to assist you along this journey. Because if you're going from stage 3, stage 4, you guys, it's going to be hard work and it's not going to make you feel good all the time. Yeah. Mary wanted to know, what is a binder?
Lisa mentioned, she was the one who mentioned the binder. I'm sorry, that's a question I can't answer. I'm not sure what Lisa means as a binder.
So like activated charcoal, just something to help draw out, I would assume, cilantro is good for heavy metals, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that's not a binder. That's the detox, maybe she's referring to, should we have something that can maybe slow the detox down so it's not so quick? Because for some people, again, each person's different, right? It's, someone, who's detoxing, and that's what a professional does. They look at your whole, what is going on and what kind of, we usually go through baby steps, right? A lot of times it's foundational. Let's get that nutrition going, so that we have, some people already know that, they need to drink a lot of water and they should be away from white sugars and a lot of different things in the diet that are spiking sugars and things. So sometimes you're working with diet just to get that foundation of really good nutrition. And then, sometimes it's that exercise. It could be just as simple as walking back and forth, because the person hasn't been doing anything, you're not going to go full into it. Is the person under a lot of stress? Where are their adrenals? Like if they're running on their adrenals, we need to look at that. If they're sleeping, like to me, sleep is probably the most foundational of everything. It's like number one. Are you getting enough sleep? That's your repair time. That's so, so important for your whole body. And then environmentally, what's going on? Is there candles? Is there Glade plugins? Is there shampoos with phthalates and, all kinds of things? So you're really looking at where a person's at, and then you're doing those steps. If they're just at the very beginning, you're taking those baby steps. If they've already done a lot of work, then, you can go a little bit, but it's always about supporting. It could, and for me, a lot of times it's going in to the digestive system, into the endocrine system. So you may be dealing with digestion, and then you're dealing with the gallbladder, the liver, and then you're dealing at a cellular level. But again, it just depends on each person. But really good questions.
It was a really good question. And I think we should reframe the word binder, but things to assist the detox. And I think that's a complicated question because it depends on so many factors. That's what working with a professional will help, assist that detox with you. For example, like maybe it's your liver that needs to have that supportive supplement to help you purge through those toxins. Maybe it is the adrenals that need to get that support to take it. Like there's so many different variables for detox. It's just not a simple word. And again, that's where I was trying to make mention to. Don't look at the symptom, look at the root of where it's coming from, and then figuring out what we need to support in order to safely get you through the process. And again, maybe if you're detoxing too fast, going for walks or going and getting that circulation moving to help, as crappy as you feel, it might be what the body actually needs because it needs to get rid of it. So again, finding out the fundamentals to help move that through is incredible. Good questions though, everyone. So if you're detoxing too fast, I think good. Like I would rather detox faster than slower. Obviously on my body, the sooner I can get things to move, the sooner that I can pass through, the better. But how do you assist that process is what I think you would want to look at better.
Yeah.
Any more products or any other topics that you'd like to talk about today, Rosetta?
No, I feel really good about what we've talked about. You don't want to have too much. I would love to come back in the future if there's topics that your guests would love to have, in a month or two. And people are more than welcome to check out my webinars. Cilantro, Elisa is asking about, is very, very good for the detox process. It wouldn't be what would kind of stop it if you are going through detox. That's more, more looking at what's going into the body and just playing that out. Like Amanda said, like looking at going for a walk, because the only way to move your lymph system is by exercise, and you need to get that stuff out. Cilantro is going to get it out, but it's not going to stop it if you are really, really going.
Rosetta was kind enough. She left me the essential oil Bible, literally, from doTERRA. And it was probably, I'm not kidding you, it was about this thick. And these oils, they're obviously found in this world, and there's so many healing properties to them. And it's not just, we can't just look at something microscopically. We have to look at everything holistically. And again, we have to go from the less is more approach. I don't recommend that you're like, woohoo, oils, we're going to take one of every single one of them. You can't bombard the system. You don't want to flood it. And again, dealing with somebody like Rosetta, who's super knowledgeable, who has the background to look at things from a holistic approach and ask your questions about your health and knows so much about, that holistic practitioner point of view. Again, this is why you'd want to work with somebody who's knowledgeable, because dosage would depend on symptoms. Dosage would depend on your medical conditions. Dosage would depend on what the goal is at the end of the day. So stop looking at things of like, how many pills do I take? Do talk with a professional. And again, she's here, she's offering and volunteering. She'll definitely be more than willing to do consultations with you. And again, this is why she's on board with us today, so that you guys can get good information to start making baby steps to health, right? Is there anything else that you would like to add in before we go?
No, that's perfect. I'm really happy that you gave me this opportunity to share, and I look forward to connecting with people that would like more information.
With that being said, thank you for joining Rosetta and I. I would love to have you back. I think this has been so fun and so informative, and stay fit, stay well, and we will see you again.